Hey guys, Rzaney Gaming here, and we're going to talk about something important to all you DPS players out there, but also all you off-tank and other players. And it's going to be crosshair placement.
Justice ain't gonna dispense itself.
What is crosshair placement? Well, crosshair placement is basically utilizing your aim to follow along with whatever area is of most interest to you. So let's say I'm playing McCree, right? I'm going up these stairs. I don't want my crosshair to be all the way down here, because the second someone jumps me up there, I gotta flick up and do it, right? The point of crosshair placement is to make sure that you follow along exactly where the area of most danger is going to be. Now, more often than not, this is going to be following along at the corner, so that once you do find someone, let's say that red lantern right there, you can see him instantly and shoot him, if that makes sense. Now, when approaching dangerous areas of crosshair placement, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be keeping it on the only areas that they can be. Putting your crosshair here doesn't do any good. You can't shoot through here, you gotta flick up to hit anyone. You always want your crosshair to be somewhere that can help you shoot an enemy. Sort of like this, right? Now once you get this down, it'll help you deal with all sorts of targets and other players and help you react faster, or at the very least enable you to react faster. So let's say I'm approaching these bots around this corner. Alright, I'm scanning as a DPS player. See a bot right there? I see him. Now I don't have to move my crosshair, because once I get to this point, my crosshair is already on it. Whereas if I'm aiming right here, I have to flick over like that. So if you keep your crosshair going with the corner, you can see him instantly, get a very easy shot off. Your crosshair will already be on them, and you don't need to adjust it that much. So, how do you put this into practice? Basically, let's say these two bots over here and the one back there are my targets. I'm coming down these stairs, I don't know where they are, and it could be here, it could be here. You can either choose to hold one angle at a time, then flick to the other angle, or you can rotate between them. More often than not, you will be aiming at the angle that will cause you the most danger, and that's the angle that you're going to be using, and holding more often than not. There might be someone coming from like the opposite side, but for the most part, your likely threat is going to be coming from here. When it comes to practicing crosshair placement, you're going to want to find an area that has a lot of angles tested that you are going to be advancing upon. Let's say the objective is in this orange room. Well, as a DPS player, you're going to want to always have your crosshair going with the corner, so that when you see an enemy, you can instantly shoot them. You don't need to flick on it at all. This also applies to the level at which you keep your crosshair. Because like right here, with this angle, I'm getting instant headshots right away. Whereas if I keep my aim down at the floor, well, flat shot. And that's not going to be very good. So you're going to approach your angle, you see an enemy, you know you shoot him, you don't have to worry about your flicks that much, because you're already aiming on him. This is a very tracking-centric crosshair placement, of course. But it does its job, and you can still flick out of it, if that makes sense. Alright, so how do you practice crosshair placement? Well, all you need to do is find a likely scenario, a likely terrain you're going to be fighting in, and you just need to stick with the wall, stick with the wall. It can be very hard to get. I mean, I've done it for a while, I used to play a lot of CSGO, and even I can still not keep up with this. But as long as you have the general ideas down for the crosshair placement, it'll be a lot easier for you to utilize it in the future. Now, as for edge cases, there are certain characters in the game, especially with Overwatch, that's really mobility-centric, you know? So let's say I'm playing a Tracer on this corner, and I know she's right here, right? More often than not, she's not going to be sitting here trying to peek me, like this. More often than that, she's going to blink really quick to the side, just like that. So my crosshair is either going to want to stay here and react to her blinking, or I'm already going to want to have my crosshair exactly just when she's going to blink. That way, when she does jump around the corner, I can instantly get a very easy shot off. As long as you aim at the right angle, say at her head is like this level or so, it'll be really easy to finish her off. Now, crosshair placement doesn't only apply to corners, right? Corners are obviously very important with any game because hard cover is better than no cover, but out in the open, crosshair can be just as important. When you jump, your aim goes a little bit higher. So let's say I'm at the right angle, if I jump, I go above them, right? So what I want to do with my crosshair is when I jump, I want to move the crosshair down, right? Just like that. Nice and even. And by doing this, you can basically keep your tracking crosshair on your target at all times. Practicing. So, as for practicing, what you could do is either come to any bots. This is more of a long-range example, so if you want to get really into it and get really in depth with it, practice it a lot, I highly recommend doing something like this at a longer distance. If you want to get even further of a distance, you can go from back here. Different angles are very important. If you want to go for a closer range example, you can always push up to these spots right here, right? And just basically track them around. This will also improve your tracking skills in other characters so that when you do need to play them, instead of like a flick character like McCree here, right, it'll be a lot easier for you to play him in the future. So your Zarya, your Soldier, your Tracer, it's really important to track your crosshairs. Now obviously, distance matters. The closer I am to the spot, the more I need to push down with my aim, right? Whereas the further I am from the spot, the less I need to push down with my aim because it's a lot more of an angle, which I will get to in a future video. So, to practice this, you're just gonna aim at these, and you're just gonna keep tracking them the whole time. Here's your jump. You're gonna let them go behind the cover. You're gonna see this. You're gonna peek them. You're gonna see them instantly, and you're gonna track from there. Right? Now, a certain part of crosshair placement is it also applies to high mobility heroes. So, Tracer, for example, instead of the usual track around corners, which you can do, right? What you're gonna do is before you blink, you're gonna want to already put your crosshair in position, right? Once you get really good at this, you figure out where they are, you blink, you see them right away, you can start doing it during mid-dash. Once you start doing it mid-dash, you can easily get the drop on people along with great crosshair placement. It's really important to note that elevation makes a very big impact on crosshair placement. As you go up and down surfaces, you're going to need to move your crosshair up and down diagonally along with the horizontal. This can throw off many players, both pros and newbies, so make sure you keep that in mind. When you jump, you need to put your crosshair down. A good practice to do this is just practice keeping your crosshair on the bot's head at all times. And once you get comfortable doing this, you can start switching it into horizontal movements and diagonals. So without the bot in the way, it looks sort of like this. And then, once you finally get good and warmed up with that, you're actually practicing the shooting aspect itself. By putting it all together, you'll become a more effective DPS player. When it comes to high mobility heroes, a blink, kind of like Tracer does, a very important trick that people like to do. They like to do the 180 turn. So, this is they dash through someone, do a quick 180, and go right back to tracking their target. This takes a lot of practice, and you definitely need muscle memory down for this. Now guys, another important section of crosshair placement is when you're playing snipers. I would argue it's one of the single most important aspects. Let's say that enemy bot there is a sniper. If you just do this out in the open, you have to flick towards them. Whereas since Widow, with her slow walking move while it's turning the corner, follow with it, it's a lot easier to easily get your target and automatically line them up. This will enable you to win sniper fights, or if you need to get more creative, you can also jump into it and follow along with the corner that way. This takes a great deal of practice, and you really gotta know your stuff, so much so that I can't really show it to you very effectively. A very crucial aspect of crosshair placement is knowing where enemies are gonna be. So for these practice spots, you can definitely figure out their rhythm, but for most players, most of them are gonna follow something similarly. If you know about spawning right here, you can always wait your crosshair right here, and then you can always flick once they do escape. By having your crosshair in the proper place already, it'll enable you to not have to flick as much. For really advanced versions of crosshair placement, you can start adding jumps along with corner tracking. This is incredibly hard to do. But if you can master this, you will become one of the single best Hanzo players, whatever DPS player you like, Soldier, McCree, Widow, anything.
Double kill. Triple kill.
The dragon hungers.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to show off some examples of crosshair placement in action, going through the entire practice range. Remember to like, favorite, subscribe, and tune in for future dance esports videos.
Double kill. Double kill. Triple. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Quintuple kill. Sextuple kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Quintuple kill. Sextuple kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Quintuple kill. Sextuple kill.
Bullseye.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Move 'em up, get 'em out.
Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Quintuple kill. Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill.
Excuse me.
Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill. Double kill. Double kill. Triple kill.
You ain't seen me angry.
Double kill. Triple kill. Quadruple kill.